Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off, presented by Betr. The Super Bowl is set, so we had to recap everything. Ain't that right, Patricia?
That's right. Me and Adam got in a screaming match at one point, so around minute 17-ish. If you want to turn it down, I don't blame you, but we have a great conversation outside of that. Eagles, Commies, Chiefs, Bills. What a weekend of football.
A lot of things we discussed, a lot of high-level narratives, a lot of debates. Can't wait for you to hear this episode. I know I say this before every single episode, but I genuinely believe this was one of our best, high energy. And also, as always, before you do anything, you make sure to download Betr. You play Betr picks. You use promo code CAPSOFF when you do. Support the boys.
And remember, we only have one more Sunday reacts left in the season.
Recaps? Reacts.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey,
got one more.
Let's get into the episode. Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off, presented by Betr. It is the 27th of January. The Super Bowl is set.
What? It's the Super Bowl nobody asked for.
I asked.
I know you asked for it. Hey, let's just get it out of the way, Jack. Let's just get it out of the way. Good job, Adam. Adam predicted the Super Bowl correctly. Now that we're done with that, no one wanted this. Nobody.
Nobody. If you power rank the 4 Super Bowls that America wanted most, this is by far. There's like the 3, and then there's by far 4 is Eagles.
See, I don't agree with that. I genuinely don't.
Dog.
For us, we're football guys. We obviously I'm going to watch the Super Bowl.
Good football. It's going to be a great game.
Great teams. It's going to be a great game. But my girlfriend texted me after the Chiefs won. She was like, "I'm not watching the Super Bowl." She was like, "I hate both."
Yeah, I just saw someone tweet this saying this will be the least watched Super Bowl in the last.
I don't agree with that.
We saw it 2 years ago for one, and
it was a great Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I'm
a football guy. Don't get me wrong. Loved it. I was in Scottsdale.
But that was the first iteration of it. I think that's the reason. I feel like.
Look, I mean, as a football guy, it's going to be sick. Saquon Barkley, Pat Mahomes, Chiefs, Eagles. It's so fun. I fucking hate the Chiefs, and I fucking hate the Eagles.
I will say this Super Bowl is my living nightmare. It's awful because you have, on one hand, you have daddy that America hates. Your daddy.
Daddy issues.
America's daddy and my daddy, my team's daddy, who's come back twice down 10+ in the Super Bowl to beat me and just wrench my fucking heart out.
Yep.
And on the other side, you have the Eagles, who we fucking hate. We cannot stand them. And if they get over the hump and beat the Chiefs, which we could not do twice, then I am in a very dark place if they do this. I don't know what to root for. It's really just I want, how Nick Bosa and Christian McCaffrey said when they played 2 years ago, I want both teams to lose. If that is possible.
Can't happen. No, it's not.
No, that would be
unfortunately
sweet.
Not.
Yeah.
You see, I want to see the Super Bowl. This is the one I wanted. There's something to be said about, I know everyone hates Patrick Mahomes and watching, the Chiefs are, you've said it, inevitable, but no one wants to watch Patrick Mahomes win another Super Bowl. I actually want to watch Patrick Mahomes potentially win another Super Bowl.
At this point,
I get it.
Yeah.
Because I think there's something to be said about our generation's greatest player of all time potentially being the greatest player of all time. And with LeBron, yes, for our entire life, he was LeBron James, but towards the back half, he really became that dominant force. He had the longevity and whatnot. With Patrick Mahomes, there's a chance that this guy can have 4 in, I think it's 7 years, 7 years, and Brady had 3 in 10. So just to be on that trajectory to me and be able to witness that and tell our children about that, to me is very fun.
Is Patrick Mahomes the GOAT if he wins the Super Bowl?
Well, I was going to give the other argument to the Eagles.
Okay, yeah.
And then we can.
Do we want to get into it? It just came to my head, but we can go in.
And then on the Eagles side of it, for me, I married into an Eagles family, so that's happy wife, happy life. But also, I want to see a mobile quarterback win a Super Bowl, and Patrick Mahomes doesn't totally fit that bill. Now that could have been with Jayden, that could have been with Josh Allen, but in terms of the Eagles, I love Saquon.
He had 45 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns.
But he's still a mobile quarterback. When you think Jalen Hurts,
he had 45 and 2 tuds on the ground.
So yeah, I don't know. This is, to me, this is a fun Super Bowl. This is part 2.
Yeah, I think the Eagles win. Now, look, now that I've gotten my miserable side of me out.
This shit out of the way,
the Super Bowl's awesome. It's the 2 best teams. We have Pat Mahomes, the Eagles. It is the best teams made it to the Super Bowl. There's no fluke. These are the 2 best teams from either conference. Like you said, the last time they played, it was incredible. 38-35 points the entire time. I think this Super Bowl is going to be different. I think both teams are different than they were 2 years ago. Play a different style of football. But as a football fan, as an objective football fan, this rules. This is an awesome football.
Also, super fun matchup just to watch in general is going to be Vic Fangio versus Steve Spagnuolo. Just those 2 defensive minds going at it against all the talent on the offensive sides of the ball. Both teams is going to be fucking sick. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how both those guys prepare for those, both the teams.
It's fun, man. I think it's a good Super Bowl. I genuinely do.
Objectively, it's a great Super Bowl because it's 2 really, really good teams. If the Commanders beat the Eagles today and it's a rout. Chiefs, I mean,
What
everyone's gonna
happened-
root for
what the
Commanders,
Eagles
but
did-
No one thinks
What the Eagles did to the Commanders is what the Chiefs would have done to the Commanders.
If
the Commanders
but
made
yeah, I
it.
know.
Yes.
Imagine how much happier and fun it would have been if it was.
Would you have been
Commanders,
upset?
Bills.
And again, it could still be a blowout in the Super Bowl, but I think we're talking about nobody would watch the Super Bowl. But if the Commanders and the Chiefs went up against each other, everyone would be rooting for the Commanders. But then when
everyone
they
would
get
know-
blown out,
Yeah.
everyone's
We'd
like,
all be
this is
annoyed.
why
Everyone
Eagles
would
should
know
win.
deep down that the Commanders have no fucking shot.
All
also-
I want is a one-possession game in the Super Bowl. I don't care what teams are playing. I
Yeah.
just want it to come down to the final possession.
I also, yeah, agree with
That's
that.
it.
And I mean, and that's exactly what happened the last time they played
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl.
I
How did that one end?
It was, I want to say it was a last-second field goal
did it
from
end?
Bucker, was it not?
I do believe it was
Yeah.
a game winner from Buck.
I also
That's
cashed
right.
an octopus last time I played.
I do
in the
remember
Super
that.
Bowl.
That was fun.
It was very
the
fun.
last
Fun story about the last Super Bowl. I know you got.
Oh,
to,
you know what it
at
was?
The game.
It was
whoop-de-doo.
it was the pass interference call that was kind of bullshit to
Oh, the
set them
holding
up in the
call?
field goal.
Yeah, they
yeah,
were
hold
30
on,
and 35.
on Bradbury, right?
Bradbury.
Fun, stupid story, but maybe they run it back this Super Bowl, wherever in New Orleans. There was like an official Super Bowl watch party thing going on, and they had a VIP section where all you needed was Verizon as your cell provider, and you got access to this VIP viewing section that was like elevated and had free booze, free food, free dinner, free snacks, seats, and then everyone else was just like stuck in the field. It was the most insane deal I've ever been a part of.
And it was all because Pat had Verizon.
And
Neither
I
Pat
got
nor
them in.
I
Are you
had
serious?
It was
I
like
swear.
everyone in your party comes with too.
That's
and I was just
crazy.
like, all I had to do was like,
In the
yeah,
top
no,
right,
mine
show
says
you
Verizon.
Verizon.
I mean,
up
no free ads, but sick fucking thing. Yeah.
That's like James and Tycho were like, I might have to get Verizon.
I
now.
guess
Like,
what?
legit.
I have Verizon. There you go.
Just in
Worth
case you're
it.
ever in town for a Super
So yeah,
Bowl.
if there's a New Orleans official Super Bowl watch party
With
and you
Verizon.
have Verizon, take a look. It might be worth going.
do you remember who scored the go-ahead touchdown for the Chiefs in that game?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, the tying one.
I know
35,
Nick Bolton
35.
had a touchdown.
Come on, rip it. You know it. Not on the team any longer.
Tyreek.
No.
No, he wasn't on the team then. It would have.
He's been on that long, yeah.
There are
Tip
two,
my tongue, tip my
two
tongue, tip my tongue,
letters.
tip my tongue.
Feels like you could have had one letter and it'd sound the same. No difference in
Okay,
spelling the
just
person.
say it.
Skymore. Two
Oh
Ys.
no, I think he's still in the
What
team.
were you
He's hurt.
saying?
I don't think
Oh,
Skymore's on the team.
that's
anymore.
Pretty sure he's-
SKYY.
I think he's like healthy scratch every week.
Yeah, and
now.
remember how the
embarrassing.
game ended?
Butker.
Yeah, Bucker
game
field goal,
winner.
but it
No.
was the hole. It was the holding call.
No, Jalen Hurts. Remember the deep ball that he,
Oh, that he threw 30 yards.
Yeah.
He put his all into that throw and he threw a 35 yard.
Yeah.
He had like a 5-yard galloping head start.
Yeah, with 8
Fucking-
seconds left, Bucker kicked it.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Super Bowl set.
I know
We're
we
not-
got, we
we're
like
not doing
got
one.
into football too quick. Like usually we yap about some nonsense.
What are you
before
angry
we're done.
about?
Nothing this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, no, this weekend was very productive for me. So
Good for you.
Good. What'd you do?
What about golf?
Played golf Saturday, shot
Played
an
well?
83. Yeah. Could have been
the
better.
eight.
I had an 8, but I had 7 pars on the front 9, which I rarely do.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then I basically cleaned my apartment for 2 days. So like my
It's so-
apartment,
dude, I
So you
did
feel
that-
refreshed.
it is.
I did
my
that like a
apartment
week or
is
so ago.
spotless.
I did that a week or so ago for the first time in a while, and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is fantastic.
I bought a bar cart as well, so I opened up a whole bunch of space in my kitchen. So now my
yeah.
appliances fit a little better. It was a
for you,
really
man.
productive,
Happy
really
for you.
productive weekend. Yeah.
That's awesome,
All
man.
right, let's rip the Band-Aid off and just get into it.
Did you guys know that Better's literally giving away money right now?
Why would they do that?
Jack, it's because they want people to use Better Picks. So new users, if you download Better and play Better Picks, your first entry is matched up to $250. But what's the best part, Jack?
You can get that win or lose.
Win or lose.
You
So it
don't
doesn't
have to
matter.
win.
Don't have to win. Don't have to lose. Either way, you're gonna get money up to $250. So if you put $250 on your lineup and you win, you get the money that you won, and you still get $250 more.
It's so easy to use. All you have to do is pick more or less on your favorite NFL players this weekend, and you can turn your knowledge into some real money.
I mean, there's over 1 million people that have already downloaded and used the app already. You might as well join them.
It is as simple as picking 2 players, more or less.
and the other part to it is everyone is always commenting on our takes, our thoughts, saying that they know more ball than us. Well, now's your chance. Now's your time to turn your knowledge into real money.
We have a feature lineup every single day. You can see what we place. If you want to fade it, maybe you'll make money. Maybe we don't know ball.
I know ball.
So make sure to download Better, play Better Picks, use promo code CAPS off when you do. Join all the winning users today, and let's make some money this NFL playoffs. High-level thoughts, Chiefs, Bills.
There's a lot of thoughts that come up. Like, I think the first one, and I jotted this down, was I feel like Patrick Mahomes is single-handedly ruining the careers, or like I guess tarnishing the careers of 3 all-time great quarterbacks. Who? Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Like because the fact that he is so great and he is inevitable. He's going to make the Super Bowl every single year. You have to go through Mahomes in the AFC to go to the Super Bowl.
Well,
correct?
then let me ask you this,
And
Shaq.
those 3.
But isn't that Brady?
Do you think that Josh Allen can win a Super Bowl? Or will he ever win a Super Bowl?
I don't know. I really don't because, like, here's the thing: is you're gonna have to beat a Lamar or Joe, and then you're gonna have to beat Patrick. Like,
so not
that's what
fair.
any of those quarterbacks have to do is beat one of each other, and then go in and beat fucking Patrick. That's what you got to do. And that's the thing with my mind is like, how impressive is this Bengals run that went to the Super Bowl where Joe Burrow beat Patrick Mahomes and went to the Super Bowl. It like went
In
into
Arrowhead,
Arrowhead
too.
to
In
go to the
Arrowhead.
Super Bowl because no one's done that right now. Like the only times Patrick Mahomes has lost in the playoffs in his entire career are to Tom Brady twice and to Joe Burrow. That's it.
He's been in the league 7 fucking years.
And the only 3 times he's lost is to the greatest quarterback of all time that he's trying to become the GOAT over, and Joe fucking Burrow.
Even though it is, yes, Brady, but I just think it's even crazier. It's been in the AFC Championship twice in overtime. Like,
Yeah.
one
And
game away from the
you
Super
can't
Bowl. And
even-
if you're not losing there,
You
you're going to the
can't
Super
beat
Bowl.
this dude in regulation before the Super Bowl.
So yes, I think it's a fair point. He is kind of
It's-
single-handedly ruining.
it's-
But it's like a
because-
Jordan.
but-
It's like Jordan.
But you know what I mean? It's like why I say he's like tarnishing the careers of those 3 guys. His quarterbacks are very much valued on chips, right? Championships. Like, and I feel like when you bring up the greatest quarterbacks of all time, you talk about Tom Brady, you talk about Mahomes right now, you talk about Joe Montana. Not a lot of people bring up Dan Marino but stat-wise, Dan Marino is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live.
Talk your talk.
He never got the big one though. And that's why he's not talked about in that like greatest top 5 potential quarterback of all. You hear Troy Aikman before you hear Dan Marino sometimes.
I don't know. I think a lot of
You
people.
know what I
do
mean?
no, you like they're talked about in the same breath though.
They
and
are.
That's fair.
Stats-wise,
which is
there's
bullshit.
a clear better quarterback.
But that's why if Josh Lamar and Joe, if they can't get if they can't get over the hump and get that fucking ring, like
Well, you know what the
you're not
scary
going to be in
thing
that
is?
conversation all the time. You can't.
The scary thing too is that Mahomes is on one of the most team-friendly deals out of any of these elite
Dude,
quarterbacks.
he's like a mid-tier level
He's making
quarterback.
$50 million a year for the next 8 years. I think he signed the extension 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And now guys like Dak Prescott are getting $60
Brock
million.
Purdy's gonna make more
Brock
this year.
Purdy's going to be
Yeah.
making more than Mahomes.
Trevor Lawrence
Well,
makes
the
more.
And then like
Well, the quarterback contract situation is a
no, I know,
whole
but I'm
separate
saying, but the
issue.
fact that like he signed his deal when he did, and for the amount of money he did, it's not like they're not going to be able to continually put good teams around Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, the further
and
it
we
goes
know
on-
that they draft better than anybody else too.
yes,
Everyone they draft is great.
for sure.
Also, it doesn't matter who you put around him. He's Patrick fucking Mahomes.
Okay, yes, but I think part of the Patrick Mahomes conversation that needs to be had is, yes, Patrick Mahomes single-handedly is tarnishing the legacies of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. But we got to give so much credit to what's on the opposite side of the ball because that is mainly why this team keeps getting back to Super Bowl. What the Chiefs are able to do year after year and replenish that
Spags,
defense.
man.
The fact that you had a L'Jarius Sneed, you let him
Please.
fucking go, and now Trent McDuffie is arguably one of the best corners, if not the best corner in the NFL.
That's what I mean
the
with them
fact that you
drafting,
can
though.
have a Chris Jones,
George
and a Nick Bolton,
Karlaftis now is a
George
stud
Karlaftis.
rushing the
You
passer.
could have
Nick
all these
Bolton?
pieces, MIZ.
Thank you.
So to me, it's not just that Patrick Mahomes is tarnishing
Yeah.
the legacy. It's literally the Chiefs front office
And, dude-
that is finding ways to tarnish this legacy. And those 3 probably should take a
And you
page
know-
out of their book, or those front offices, or those coaches take a page out of the Chiefs front office, or try and hire anyone from the Chiefs front office because they get
Dude,
it.
and you know what I like on that same vein, like what I thought watching this game, Bills Chiefs today, like that 4th down play call from Spags, a corner fucking blitz.
Crazy.
Ballsy as that was one of the coolest play calls I've seen defensively in a long time. That's why the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Because you got motherfuckers like Spags dialing up the craziest shit you've ever seen. Josh Allen is just under pressure like that on a big 4th down, the biggest play of the game.
And
Like-
yet, he still almost made the play.
Well, Dalton Kincaid, yeah, he's tough. But that was also just a fucking.
It was a tough play.
Hope someone
But
catches
I
it.
mean, it was immediately like that play call. And honestly, that's a perfect play call because if they get the first down, game's not over. But
Yeah.
you have a chance at Spags to basically
to rile
ice
him
the
up.
game. And
Yeah.
no, but you have the chance to win the game there with an all-out blitz, and you got
Yeah.
after him, and it went perfectly.
Out of those 3, out of Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen, who evidently becomes Peyton Manning when it's all said and done in the Brady legacy?
I mean,
because yes, you're going to say Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. That is the rivalry, but the fact of the matter is he's lost 4 times in the playoffs. So at what point is it just a domination
Yeah,
and not a rivalry?
I would say it's more Joe Burrow. He's the only.
Joe Burrow's the one that
he
owns
is
it,
the only
almost.
one that is able to has proven able to beat Patrick Mahomes.
I'm pretty
in the
sure.
playoffs.
Does he still have a winning record against Mahomes, or is it 500 at the worst?
It
I have
might
no
be
fucking
500 at the
clue.
worst, but I
Tycho,
mean,
you wanna check
again,
that?
it's playoffs. Joe Burrow's the only one who was able to beat him in the playoffs. Counting stats wise, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow are all going to be
I think-
all-time greats. So it's really just playoff success.
Joe Burrow in the playoffs, like 1-1 against him.
Joe Burrow's 1-1 in the playoffs, 2-1 in the regular season.
So Joe Burrow has a winning record in his career against Patrick Mahomes.
Championships, it's 3-0. Pro Bowl 6-2.
Well, I'll go out on a limb here,
good
and
point.
I bet you Joe Burrow is the only one with a winning record against Mahomes that has played him in more than one game. I know, you don't have to look it up, but
love that limb. Just,
but
we're gonna
I
rely
have
on
a
that.
gut feeling that that's true.
Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell literally might be the only one with a 500 record.
Yeah, like legitimately.
Because he's the second best quarterback in the NFL.
Tycho's crack right now. Looking it up.
Hold up.
This is his boy. This is his boy from back home. Aiden O'Connell.
First Patrick Mahomes.
Come on, Tycho. You got it. You got it. You got it.
Dude, if he just beat him that.
Okay, so Aiden O'Connell top 5
regular
quarterback. Is
season.
that what we're getting at? Right
Yes,
now?
I agree. Aiden O'Connell, top 5 quarterback.
That's what you
confirmed.
found? Look at that.
Yep.
The stats back it up.
What is he? What is he?
It says Aiden O'Connell top 5.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what Grok came
Grok,
up with.
yeah,
Of course,
Grok,
yeah.
man. They've missed a few times.
You have to feel. You have to feel for him.
Well, this is what to the Bills' point of Josh Allen, and I think what you just said. Like ultimately, it only matters in the playoffs, rightfully so. Regular season, Mahomes versus the Bills, he's 1-4 in the playoffs, 4-0. So like.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
If that's the only thing that Bills fans are going to write home about, that Josh
is.
has
That
dominated
is.
him in the regular season, it doesn't matter. It's playoffs.
0-4 in Super Bowl history, 0-4 against Mahomes. That is going to haunt Bills. Just seeing 0-4, 0-4.
And here's the thing that's going to pain Bills fans and Josh Allen stands the most. He had the most obvious prove-it drive that anyone in NFL history has ever had. He had the ball with 3 minutes to go, down 3. All you have to do, at the minimum, get 3. And the drive stalls in their own territory.
Insane.
And earlier, Adam's like, man, I don't know if I'm going to put that one on Josh Allen. Who are you going to put it on?
Dalton Kincaid.
But you still have to go and score after that.
What was your literal reason as to why you just said the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl?
Because the defense was bad.
Exactly. He dialed up a corner fucking blitz on 4th down. Josh Allen off his back foot, a throw that no one really can make in the NFL. Frankly, I don't even think Patrick Mahomes can make that fucking throw.
Question.
Josh Allen makes
that was a
throw.
Hail Mary.
That ain't
Question.
on fucking Josh Allen, that play.
Why is it 4th down? Why is it already 4th down? Why
I
are we
don't know.
converting
Maybe
on
we
3rd and
shouldn't trade
5?
Stephon Diggs and not run the ball every fucking play. Maybe we need more talent.
I'll tell you why.
I don't
Because he overthrew Keon Coleman
Yes.
on
Yeah,
that
second
was a
down.
horrible
and then they had to
throw.
run the fucking screen
Was that
pass
the one
to
he
Murray.
missed with Khalil Shakir, right? That one
Sorry,
also?
Curtis Samuel.
Why,
Curtis
like,
Samuel.
why
Sorry.
is it
Khalil
4th
Shakir.
down? And
Whoever
also,
it
like,
was.
blaming... I don't
Missed-
agree with blaming Dalton Kincaid. You guys are acting like coming back on a ball when your body's taking you one direction and diving is like a layup of a catch.
Question.
Incredible play by Josh Allen. A great throw. Like, he
Pat.
did everything you could in that situation. Why is it 4th down?
Pat, if you're a receiver, the number one thing, if it touches your fingertips, catch the fucking ball.
Agreed.
It touches forearms. It literally touches chest.
At the
And he
end of the
dropped it.
day,
I don't
it
disagree.
was
That's
4th
hard.
down. You know what Pat Mahomes
that's
does on
not
3rd?
on Josh.
You know what Pat Mahomes does on 3rd and 10? He gets the
Brother.
1st down.
Brother.
He runs for it.
Did
You know what
Patrick
Pat
Mahomes
Mahomes
throw
does
to
on
him?
1st, 2nd, and 3rd down? He moves the ball
So
forward.
do you
so
credit
it's not 3rd and 10.
So does Patrick Mahomes get the credit for converting on fucking 3rd down to Samaje Perine, or does that Andy Reid and Samaje Perine just out in the fucking flat?
That was just a great
But
play
that's my
call,
point.
too.
That's a great
Like-
play call. Like he went up against a fucking amazing play call, made a play.
How-
That specific play
I cannot
is
grasp-
on Dalton Kincaid and not Josh Allen. I don't know how you don't see that.
Because at the end of the day, you're the quarterback.
He made the throw.
Are you gonna let me fucking speak, you goddamn cocksucker?
No.
No, let him fucking talk.
It's at the end of the day, the quarterback has to win you the game. I don't care who the coaches, who the players are around you. If you want to be remembered as one of the all-time greats, you have to go down and score a touchdown to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. That is cut and dry how you establish yourself as one of the all-time greats. Josh Allen, time and time again, has failed to do that.
13 seconds.
It's his fault. It's his fault.
Okay. Let's separate it, because the drive itself, yeah, you can make the argument he has to go down and score. The play itself is not on Josh Allen.
No, but
period.
Pat's not saying the play is on
But
Josh
that's
Allen.
what I'm
He's
saying.
There were 7 plays before that to not get in a 4th down situation.
You guys are talking about 2 different things. Pat's talking about the drive. You're talking about the play.
I'm
That's
not
what I'm
talking
saying.
about one play, Adam. There were 7 plays before that.
I am.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Dude,
Jesus Christ, he
no,
doesn't
like
listen
actually, no,
sometimes.
like actually, fucking listen. He is not
I'm
talking
not
about
talking about the play. Tycho, am I? I'm talking about the drive. There were 7 plays
Five,
that he
five,
could have gotten
five,
more yards for. 5 plays.
And I just said I agree.
Why is it 4th down?
And I just said I agree with you on that. I am
you needed 3
isolating it.
points. You didn't even need 7.
I am isolating them.
He's not saying the play is on Josh Allen, though. Like
It
that
was a great
drop
call by
Kincaid.
Spags. It should never have been 4th down on your own 40-yard line.
And also,
you need to be converting every play for 5 yards.
Why are we just glossing over the fact that they still had to go down after that play and score?
Well, they kick a field goal, yeah, but
no,
they were on the
But that's
47.
no one's gonna
Was it on the
Adam,
47?
you
On
tie
their
the game.
own
You tie the
47.
game against Patrick Mahomes.
No one's
he's not gonna go
celebrating.
down and beat you.
I'm not saying that.
No
I'm
one's
just saying he's
celebrating
gonna
Josh
kick it.
Allen if they get 3 on that. No
I'm
one's
just-
going to say that was Josh Allen's
Again.
legacy drive. He had the most obvious, gifted on a silver
Go up
platter.
by 4.
Here's your legacy drive, Josh. Here's your chance to prove to all the people that don't believe in you ever being able to beat Pat Mahomes. All you have to do is go score a touchdown.
You've done that plenty of times
Agree.
in your career.
And he failed.
Agree.
And I was rooting for him. I'm a huge Josh Allen
Same.
fan. Even though I'm a Jets fan, he failed when the opportunity was the most
Are you gonna say
obvious
same?
give to him. So just,
Same.
here you go.
Yes. Here you go.
Where's the but?
Comma. Was that play on Josh Allen?
No, he made
Okay.
an outstanding play.
Shake my hand.
No, but I'm not done
Shake
because
my
that's what you
fucking
do in
hand.
arguments,
Shake
Adam.
my hand.
Is instead of arguing with me
Shake my
on the
hand.
topic that I'm arguing you on, you pick one little piece of the argument that you obviously are going to win on instead of discussing
nope,
the
okay.
actual topic we're discussing. And that's why Pat gets frustrated and yell. I apologize to everyone who's listening for my yelling and cursing.
He's not going to do that.
Wow, look at that. That was good.
And you know what's funny? The last 45 seconds I just said, talking to Adam about what bothers me of what he does.
In out.
In and out.
No, I heard it.
He didn't hear a
Was that
goddamn word.
therapeutic, though?
He didn't.
Was it therapeutic?
You were talking about how I take one specific thing when you're trying to make an argument about everything else, and I only pick that one thing to pluck it at it, and that's what I keep arguing on. Jab, 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 while you want to go fucking right, uppercut, and knock it out with a fucking
Discuss
argument.
a holistic
Yes.
conversation
Yes.
about the opportunity that presented itself to Josh
Yes.
Allen and that he failed.
He did
He was a
fail.
failure. And it
did
upset me, and that's why I'm also getting mad because he had a chance
I mean,
and he failed.
Regardless, I love the Mahomes-Josh Allen rivalry, bro.
it's
It's the fucking best. Like, it is absolute cinema every fucking time they play. When have they ever had a bad game? When has it ever been a bad game when they
I
play
feel
in the
like
playoffs?
every time they play, it's a one-possession game.
It comes down to the last
Tygo,
drive.
That's actually something that can be fact-checked.
Like,
Do they always end in one-possession games? Although I think the last one, the regular season
in the
game, was
but I'm saying in the
27-16,
playoffs, I
I'm
think
pretty
they're all one possession games, like tight back and forth, like fucking slugfest.
And it's
every
never
single time.
low scoring. There's always a lot of
No,
touchdowns,
it's
a lot
always
of fireworks.
sick, dude.
This is a high-scoring one.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was the first time the Chiefs put up 31.
Oh my god, congrats.
1-0.
Dude, fuck. They're just figuring it out now, man.
Well, that's what Pat
God
said.
damn it.
I said they haven't
bro.
clicked all season long, and that now they're clicking.
God, fuck. Or good if I want them to beat the. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Fucking A.
Why are these stats
I
so
know what
hard
I
to
want.
find?
Huh?
Why are these stats so
Just look
hard
up
to
Chiefs
find?
Bills matchups.
You know what you want?
I know exactly what I want, and it's going to be really funny after everything I've said on this.
Where does the rivalry go down in history of like a head-to-head? Because like when I think of rivalries in our generation, I feel like when it's all said and done,
Oh, this is
the Patrick Mahomes Josh Allen rivalry is our Tom Brady Peyton Manning one. However, it's not really a rivalry.
can it be a rivalry if you're 0-4? I don't know.
It's like the matchup is.
How
but
about just like funness of the games?
yeah.
Number one, I would argue, and granted, I was
What
probably
would
a
the
little too
rankings
young
look
to
like?
remember Brady Manning games.
Same.
But I already feel like the Mahomes Allen games were more entertaining than those games.
Like I'm sure there were Brady Manning classics. I don't know. Off the top of my head.
maybe like defense.
Well, the cool thing of like Allen and Mahomes, if I say 13 seconds to any football fan,
You know
you
exactly.
instantly know what's being
Yeah,
talked
yes.
about. Right?
Travis
Yes.
Kelsey over the middle. Like,
It's so that, and that's
Tyreek
the
Hill
mark of
throws up
something
the
like
peace sign.
cool
Yep.
and
Yep.
famous
Gets
and like
fined.
iconic. I was alive for most of Brady and Manning's career. Granted, we were all pretty fucking young in the beginning of it,
Yeah.
Late
but I
2000s,
can't
early
think of a
2010s.
single game that's like, do you remember this
and that's
game
I'm
from
gonna be
Brady
real.
and
It's
Manning?
gonna sound so unball knower of us that we don't know that off the top of our head. I'm sure
I
they were
don't
awesome.
give a
I'm
ones.
sure we're
shit.
gonna be getting clowned right now.
I don't
yeah.
give a shit. Like I hate that argument. I hate when every fucking person in our comments is like, "How do you have a football podcast and don't know your roots?"
I don't know everything.
give a shit. I'm a fan and I'm here to talk about the game. All right.
Yeah, I never said we were experts.
Like
We were
I'm not going back remembering every single thing. And there are analysts that want to do that. We are not that.
Never have been.
but
Pat,
you
said
didn't
there was
answer the
something
question.
You wanted to,
You know, wait, I wanna-
I mean,
you guys keep
It's
yapping.
hard to go off the top of my head like best rivalries that we like. I
Our
would
generation though.
Our generation.
Messi, Ronaldo,
Not a soccer guy, but I understand
Federer,
that.
Nadal,
Phil and Tiger.
Phil Tiger.
Like you can say
Crosby, Ovechkin.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
you can say I think like it's specific season, but Sosa McGuire in the home run race was
Yes.
unbelievable. Just back and forth.
Definitely.
there.
I'm trying to think of like a pitcher batter that is like a known. I mean, like Bonds Gagne. That
Bonds
one,
Gagne, the one at bat's the coolest thing of all
So
time.
cool.
You remember that one Barry Bonds when Yaya off him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so sick.
Into the cove.
Everyone
In the
up on the
cove, man.
dugouts watching it.
on the
What
right
other
side,
sport are
too.
we missing? Like
Right? That was a good one.
Oh, is there an F1?
Nah.
I mean, Lewis and
Verstappen,
Max right
Hamilton,
now.
But,
Yeah,
like,
Lewis
but
and
Lewis
Max?
was no.
But that's not on
no,
that,
that's
right?
not because Lewis was the most dominant. He's the greatest of
But
all
Max
time.
is
And
next
now
up.
Max is
and
the
then
most
Max
dominant.
is the greatest. Yes, but the problem is that has to do with drivetrain and the engines and everything. It's
Is there anything with like Olympic sports? Let's think, and like swimming or track or
USA versus Russia in the
Usain-
Olympics.
Noah Lyles
Usain Bolt.
versus like people that hate painting nails.
Okay, here we go. We have
Usain Bolt, and I don't even know. He just won every time.
Yeah, no competitiveness.
Caleb Williams versus Jayden Daniels.
Ooh,
that's
gonna be a good
loading,
one.
man. That's
U.S.
next.
versus the USSR in hockey and the fucking
Yes. Any other ones in the NFL right now that you could think of?
dude.
In the NFL right now? No.
Like rivalries?
I mean, like honestly, like Mahomes Burrow is there too.
Yeah.
Mahomes and every other
It's
quarterback in the
Mahomes
AFC.
versus the AFC.
Mahomes
Yeah.
versus the league, like the
Yeah.
field.
What is so funny, and I don't know who said this or where I saw the quote, but it's like the AFC is the 4 greatest quarterbacks ever assembled in one conference on average teams, and then the NFC is whoever the fuck you want to put at quarterback on some of the greatest
Stacked
teams
team.
ever formed.
Yeah.
Like the 49ers last year,
Yeah.
the
The
Eagles
Eagles
this
this-
year,
yeah.
the Lions this year, all insane teams with like
Yeah.
if you put any of these AFC quarterbacks on the Eagles, Lions,
will
or
not
49ers,
lose a fucking game.
they would all be 17-0 and walk to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, which is it's just so weird how that works.
It
Like,
is, and I've had this spin zone before. Is it the worst thing that the Jets suck as much as they do right now? Because we wouldn't have a chance unless we had, even if we had Lamar, we don't have a chance apparently. So,
No.
like, what's the point of even trying right now? We might as well be punting, trading all of our players and picks for draft picks in like 2036.
Let's have a serious conversation about it. How do the
Yeah.
Chiefs?
Hang on a minute.
Wait,
What'd you say?
No,
back to this.
Pat's on. No, he's on to something.
No, I know, but you're not just there yet because
I missed it, and I don't want to be rude.
no, I know you don't listen.
You didn't
it's okay.
listen to
and
what
it's
he was
fine.
saying?
No, but I did sneak it in. It's
Wait,
all
you
right. It
didn't,
was
you
said
didn't
under my
listen to a
breath.
single thing?
I know it was about the Jets, but like I didn't hear this.
The spin zone is we
you would
trade.
never win anyways.
No, but you missed the solution to that. We trade all of our best players right now and our draft picks right now
You become the Thunder.
for the 2036 draft
First
class.
round
Good.
pick.
And then we
Just
have
get-
like 32 picks in
Good.
the first
You have
round.
the
of
whole
20
first round in
we get to
2036,
pick
yeah.
32 players,
When-
clean
Now
reset.
that's
When
a
Pat
fun
Mahomes is
conversation.
old, like-
At what point does an NFL team become the Oklahoma City Thunder?
It's
Because I don't
tougher
think
to
I
do.
think it's
I
impossible.
think you
actually.
should.
Well, because a GM won't last.
I know, but it clearly works.
What if a GM walks into the meeting
Thunder are
and says,
Look at the Thunder.
Okay, that's what you do. As a GM, all right, you're applying. Everyone, like, how do you
15-year
separate
plan.
yourself? Yeah, hey, I need 10 years, all right? Trust me, though, because 7 through 10, we're going to fucking nail it. We're going to trade everyone away in the first 6 years, and we're just going to fucking moneyball this shit, all right? And then year 7, we're going to have
like,
the
it's a good
entire
idea.
12 picks of the first round.
I
And you
believe
tell
they
me you
call
can't
that-
get 4 studs?
I believe
on.
they call that the process.
The process.
in NBA circles.
Well, the process has not worked for the
No,
Sixers. They're
exactly.
fucking ass.
But the
this year.
Thunder have done what the Sixers were trying to do, and I think my Jets could maybe
Call it
replicate
Order
it.
Mahomes. It's like
Yeah.
Order 66, but
Yes.
Order Mahomes. You know,
And then
it's
like
only
the
way to beat him.
final solution is
Kill him.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I didn't say that. You did.
I did.
Adam said it, but we were all
said it.
we were all
Yeah.
thinking.
I
it.
do think like the only way any other team in the AFC will actually be able to potentially consistently dethrone the Chiefs is finding a way to get home field advantage. Because if the Chiefs are an Arrowhead,
Didn't
no,
matter
Yeah,
last
it-
year.
what?
Yeah.
Didn't matter last
Well,
year.
I'm saying consistently.
So
I'm not
fair.
saying
Fuck.
every single time, but consistently, I think that if
Yeah,
if they're
once
playing
again-
out of Arrowhead, they don't have all their juice.
As someone who sat here multiple times in the pod and said, I just don't want to see Patrick Mahomes win again, he's inevitable.
Yeah. Look, I'll be
Can we
honest.
come up with a
I'll
new
be
word
honest.
for it? Because
he's
makes
the-
sense.
He's really fucking
He's
good.
Thanos, bro.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I want to see the Chiefs win the Super Bowl just to prove myself correct over the last year.
You kept spitting all
I've
year.
said all season long. Oh, the Lions are having a good year. Oh, they're 14-1. Oh, the Vikings are playing well. Oh, the Eagles are starting to pick things up. Doesn't matter, buddy. There's this team in Kansas City that's led by Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes that is as inevitable as Thanos in Avengers.
Thanos?
You don't, dude. You're such a not guys guy. Sometimes you don't know Thanos.
No, I think he's
You
saying
saw it's Thanos?
It
I think
is.
it's Thanos.
It's
Is it
it's
Thanos?
Kong
Thanos?
and not
Whatever it is.
Thanos?
Keep going. Cook.
Thanos.
Cook.
Thanos.
It's Thanos.
Thanos.
Okay.
It's Thanos.
Thanos
It's
and
Thanos.
Avengers. Go.
But it's
As
fun.
inevitable as Thanos in Avengers.
No, but it was fun.
And there's just no point. Like, it almost makes our jobs the most irrelevant, unneeded jobs on planet Earth to discuss
Covering the
football.
NFL.
Like, what's the point? We're like, we literally sit here to come up with new things to talk about when we could just sit here for an hour and say,
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes is going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh,
Patrick
wait.
Mahomes is going to win the
Wait,
Super Bowl
you
this
think
year.
the Lions are good?
Oh, that's cool.
wait.
Patrick Mahomes is going to
Week
win the Super
6
Bowl this year.
2-minute drill.
Oh, that's
Don't do
fine.
every
Patrick
single
Mahomes
game
is
in
going to
2
win the
minutes
Super
or
Bowl.
less.
Oh,
Pat,
wait.
what happened this week?
Patrick Mahomes is going to win the Super
Uh-huh.
Bowl.
Oh wait, no, but I feel like the Niners have a really stacked roster.
See, Jack,
you know?
what you're missing, though,
Yeah.
what you're missing, Jack, is that Patrick Mahomes is going to
What
win
about
the Super Bowl.
Saquon Barkley being one of the best running backs you've ever seen?
He's having one of, if not the greatest season by a position player we've ever
Yeah.
seen. Patrick Mahomes is winning the Super
But
Bowl.
Josh Allen, he finally got over the hump and won the MVP.
That's what you might think. It is Josh Allen's year, but Patrick Mahomes is winning the Super Bowl.
I mean, and Lamar
It's
Jackson.
that
had his-
simple. I think they get it, but it is that
You
simple.
can
at
say
the end
whatever
of the
you
day.
want. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't fucking
Because
matter.
I'm saying Patrick Mahomes, like Adam said earlier, the Chiefs have a top 5 defense too. Like, it's not fair. It really isn't fair, and it's just like, why are we even doing what we're doing?
How does one take down the Chiefs if you don't have
I
Tom
don't
Brady?
know. I don't think there's an answer. That is why though I am rooting for the Chiefs to win it. Is you were talking about like, oh, getting to see the GOAT be formed and tell our grandkids about it, and we saw him start to
wanna be
finish.
right?
Very cool. No, I just want Tom Brady to not be the greatest of all time. I just hate that guy.
you're just a hater.
I just hate him
But
with
that-
all my
but
heart. I think
you know
he's
what the best
I
thing
think
is?
he's so corny.
If-
I think Tom Brady's such a cornball loser.
No.
I don't think he's cool.
No, I don't.
Cook,
So
let him
much
cook,
plastic
let him
surgery. Like, and he's a bad father. He's not cool.
Didn't he knock up someone else before he went to Giselle?
Maybe.
Yes, I think-
perhaps.
I think he did, yeah.
And yeah, I'm a Jets fan, so I would prefer him not to be the GOAT. It would be fun. It'd be a fun little ha-ha. Pat Mahomes
my
as a...
dad for like probably 10 years just thought Tom Brady was always taking steroids. That was his big conspiracy
I don't like how much
theory.
plastic surgery he's gotten as a football player. I think that's weird.
Do you hate the TB12 method, like avocados
Hate
all
it.
the time?
Hate
All
it.
right.
Eat some
Well,
fast food,
it's
bozo.
healthy. No.
I bet you he's never had a Big Mac in his life.
Good for him. He looks great.
Cornball.
Have you had a Big Mac?
No,
Never?
Ever?
never.
Wow.
Never.
Whopper?
The most I've most I've ever had
Baconator.
is yeah, I love bacon.
Yeah, sick.
Oh, it's
yeah,
great.
all
That's
right.
where you. That's where you get involved in the fast food burger
the,
game.
The most unhealthy out of all of them. It's like fucking like 3 patties, all
Baconator.
this bacon,
Love me a
mayonnaise.
bacon.
fucking-
Oh, it's so good.
Do you, Jack? Right now, you don't have to say. You don't have to stand by this, but gut reaction. Who do you want to see win the Super Bowl? Eagles or Chiefs?
Chiefs.
Okay,
That-
we'll move on. We'll move on.
Clip it?
Yeah, no, move on. Move.
Hey, it's something I do have to ponder in the next 2 weeks. I have a lot
Think
of
about
thinking.
it.
I have a
Think
lot
about
of
it.
thinking and reflecting to do. All right.
Darkness
I
retreat.
would like an
stuff.
update on every episode
Darkness
moving
retreat.
forward.
Yeah, because it's going to change probably every day.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
plant my flag on the Eagles because I said it all year. I said it beginning of the season. My preseason prediction was Eagles to win the Super Bowl. So
I feel like most of America is going to root for the Eagles. Actually,
I'm going to
here.
plant my flag on that one just to be right because it's nice to be right. But win-win.
I think I'm definitely pulling for the Chiefs, and it's lame. I don't like rooting for.
Yes, I do.
You also are a
favorites,
New
but-
York guy. Like,
Yeah, I just hate Philly.
Let's
Yeah.
revisit really quick before we move
like
on to
a
the other
smellier
game.
part of New
Xavier
York.
Worthy revenge game.
Saw that.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Did
They
anyone see
they
what
skipped
Xavier?
on me.
Yep.
oh,
That's their loss.
Did he say
Oh.
it
Yeah, he said it in
Yeah.
the post game.
in the post game this
Yep.
year? Like
I
right,
didn't know that.
like
Do you
a few
want me to
minutes
play
ago?
the clip?
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah.
I just had a
What'd he
clip
say?
up.
Take us point.
Extra motivation playing against the Bills today. Hey man, I said it once. They skipped on me. That's their loss.
Tough.
They could use an Xavier Worthy.
Xavier
Just gonna
Worthy,
put that
6
out there.
receptions for 85 yards and a tud. Keon Coleman, 1 reception for
How did we
12
let?
yards.
I said that. Another thing I was
I
right on.
know.
I said that.
How did
yeah.
we let the Bills or the Chiefs get fucking Xavier Worthy, man?
And I will say to your point too, I do think it'd be pretty cool to see the first three-peat Super Bowl champ ever.
sick.
That's cool.
That's
Objectively,
hard as
it's cool.
fuck to do.
And just to like you were saying, like having the debate with like the old heads, like our
Oh.
dads, grandparents, uncles,
I
stuff
need
like
this. We
just
need
to be
this.
like, hey, well, Tom Brady never had a 3-peat. He never had a repeat.
Dude, I get into this argument monthly.
You guys know it's gonna be so fun. There's some dude who has algebra tomorrow in first period in middle school. That's an 11-year-old right now. That when we're 45 and we have kids and this 11-year-old's 30,
yeah.
and they're gonna be like, "Daddy's so much better than Pat Mahomes," and I'll be like,
Shut the fuck
listen
up.
up, Timmy, you
You
fucking
didn't know.
idiot, bozo. You didn't see him play. like I
13
saw him
seconds,
play.
pal.
You
13
know what that
seconds.
means? Look up the fucking highlight tapes on YouTube right now. And
Like
then you
that.
say, 3 in a row, idiot. And then you just they'll have to get it. It's gonna
only
be
person that
MJ
ever
to
beat him in a
us.
Super
It's
Bowl.
literally, it's literally
Yeah.
MJ to us.
It's
6 for
MJ
6.
to us. Yeah, 6 for 6.
Well, who do you
idiot.
go up against? Who do you have to go up against?
He went up against
Tom
mailman and
Brady.
mechanics. I can't wait to
Well,
yell.
the-
at
the-
other
the
kids.
MJ one is
but
fair, though.
So we say like mailmen and plumbers. They're gonna be like, he was going up against TikTokers.
Yeah, he's
Like,
going
that's
against
gonna be
Twitch
the new-
streamers, Dad. I can't wait to be 75. I'm gonna be such a grumpy old.
You already are.
All right,
Exactly.
Should we
Imagine
pivot games?
having an excuse to be
Yes.
like that all the time.
Please.
It's gonna be sick.
We've been talking Bills Chiefs for a long time.
Yeah,
any
yeah.
other thoughts
You
to wrap
gotta,
up Bills
you
Chiefs?
gotta.
I think we're good.
It was the way better game. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh,
I think
really?
so.
All I think Eagles Commanders was kind of fun. Like the score didn't reflect it, but it was fun.
It
The first
wasn't.
three
It was fun
quarters.
for
And
a
there was a
bit.
point in time where it looked like they might have a frisky chance of
God,
making
the
it a game.
fucking fumbles.
You can't do that.
All right, Eagles Commanders high level thoughts.
That's what
The
he said.
fucking fumbles.
When
God
you
damn it.
are a rookie-led team and you're not supposed to be there, ball security is the only thing that's going to give you a chance at winning
Tycho,
that
what
game.
is ball security?
Job security.
Yes,
It's
sir.
just
Hey, round of applause though for the commies, man. What a season.
yeah. What a season.
Yeah. God
Honestly,
damn.
fuck them.
What's Jeremy
Fuck 'em.
McNichols doing on that fucking kick return? God, sorry, I was just I
De'Ami
was so
Brown on the
watching.
fumble.
Austin Eckler.
I was over
vet.
2 on
Why
hit
did he try
watches.
to even get up?
Well,
But it-
good effort.
I get it, but just stay down. It's just
Just chill. And Austin Eckler, like, what are we doing?
Okay, but in all seriousness, you
can
can look to the commie side and like that the fumbles are the thing that sticks out. But like your running back and your quarterback combined for 6 fucking touchdowns.
first
Yeah.
teammates ever to do 3 touchdowns.
We've been
each.
saying it all fucking year. Like you said it. If the Eagles passing game doesn't get on track, they have no shot to even beat the Commanders,
Oh.
let alone the fucking Chiefs. And what fucking happened?
It
They're on
did.
track.
Yeah, they're on track.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts is dropping dimes all fucking day.
that pass to AJ Brown was on a 4th down. I think it was the
Yeah,
most perfectly
dude, on the
floated ball,
sideline.
just right
Like,
into his hands.
And I think when Jalen Hurts in this passing game is playing like it did today, and they finally started churning, there is no team that can beat the Eagles except probably the Chiefs.
It is the
Like-
definition of a whatever the saying goes of like a movable force meets a something object.
An
Um,
immovable
something-
force
immovable,
meets
an unmovable object.
meets an unstoppable object.
Something
No,
like that.
we got to get that one right.
Someone
Immovable
look at-
Force
can you get that
meets
for me?
and
First unstoppable.
unstoppable. Yeah.
A movable force meets an unstoppable
Unstoppable
object.
object. Yeah.
That is this Eagles team with a passing game and the Chiefs.
Yeah, like I mean, and obviously everyone knows, y'all know, like I'm an Eagles hater through and through to my core.
Yeah, it's
pretty
aged really
self-explanatory
poorly this year.
Yeah, but you got to give credit where credit's due, man. Like Jalen Hurts when he's playing like this, that team is fucking terrifying.
Take it a step further, my friend.
Yeah,
would.
do it.
Jalen Hurts is a fucking game changer.
Not a game manager anymore.
No,
huh?
our
Yeah.
whole comment section after we shit on Jared Goff last week for being a game manager went off on the Jalen Hurts that he's not a game fucking changer. Jalen Hurts has the most rushing touchdowns by any player over the last 3 seasons. He's a quarterback that is changing the fucking game. I don't care that the guy doesn't throw for 200 yards sometimes. I don't care that he gets carried. He doesn't need
Tush
to.
push merchant?
But the fact of the matter is he might be a tush push merchant.
Definitely a
merchant.
tush push merchant. Definitely a tush
The fact of the matter is, in the Super Bowl, he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. And during this run, in one of the most important games to go to the Super Bowl, he absolutely played perfect,
dropped
flawless football.
fifth. And you know what I saw
55.
too? Crazy stat. Outside of the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes and Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs, he has never turned the ball over in the playoffs.
Really?
Not once. You can fact check that. I'm pretty sure that's true. Ray said it like 55
What
fucking
was
times
it?
a day. That just look up Jalen Hurts turnovers in the playoffs. It might have been interceptions.
Here's some stats to back that up. Jalen Hurts is the 8th quarterback in NFL history to reach multiple Super Bowls in their first 5 seasons. You want to hear the other 7? Brady, Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Big Ben, Kurt Warner, Troy Aikman, John Elway.
Those are all Hall of Famers.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
He was 28 of 28, 246, 1 passing touchdown, 3 rushing touchdowns. The guy showed up in the biggest moment. So,
Yeah.
to
He
me,
always does.
he's not going to have games, yes, where he can change it at any point. But the truth is, a game changer is someone that at any given moment can literally change the fucking game. Something that Jared Goff cannot do, something that my quarterback Tua cannot do, something that Jalen Hurts, the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, can do. And that is why he is a game changer and not a game manager. And everyone needs to shut the fuck up that says he's not, because that dude changed the game.
Also, let's talk about too, like
Wow, that
Jalen
was
Hurts, that
bars.
offense and everything. Like the Eagles, and you said this, have been. You will say best. I will say the Eagles have been the most complete team all year round.
I think they've been the best. I think the Eagles have been the best team all year. Like,
And
even better than the Lions,
Dude, their
even
defense
better than the
was so
Chiefs.
good.
And I think it's because they're the most complete, well-rounded team.
By far.
You can talk about their offense all day. We can get into their offense at some point. I want to talk about their fucking
Defense,
defense,
bro.
dude. I mean, Jalen Carter has turned one of the best D tackles in football. You got Zach Bond, a converted special teams and non-used edge rusher for the Saints, has turned into he was the best
does
middle
that
linebacker.
work?
He was the best middle linebacker in football this year. He was better than my guy Fred fucking Warner.
How
you bring
does
in
that
2
work?
rookies, Quinyon Mitchell
Two
and Cooper
fucking
DeJean, 2
rookies.
rookies, become the best rookie or the best cornerback duo in football. You got Darius Slay out there playing his fucking dick off still. Like, all these guys complement each other so fucking well. And you know what's terrifying? Brandon Graham's going to come back for the Super Bowl.
It's insane.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Like,
And
You could talk, their offense just put up 55 points. It's the most points ever scored in a conference championship game. And they have that defense too.
And you know whose name I don't even think we've said Saquon Barkley's name yet.
Exactly.
We literally haven't said Saquon's name yet. He had 3 also.
the Eagles
Shocker.
started 2-2. True?
Yeah.
Eagles started 2-2.
I would love
They
to
won
pull up.
15 of their last 16 games. And you want to know the only fucking loss?
To the
Tate
Commanders.
McRae was in at quarterback.
Hey, it was Kenny Pickett.
And then what happened?
I think he got hurt.
Yes, and Tate McRae came in.
Yeah,
I don't think
Tanner
that's his real
McKee.
name.
Get Tanner
Tanner
McKee.
McKee.
Tanner McKee played well when he
Dimes,
played this
but I
year.
see
All
Tanner
right.
McKee.
I would love if we could
The
find some clips of
Philadelphia
Jack
Eagles-
after week 4.
What?
We can.
I want to find clips
Let's
of Jack.
dig it
after
up.
week
I would
4
say Nick
because-
Sirianni should be fired.
Yeah.
Fuck,
He was
they're
definitely being-
trash.
The
The
Philadelphia Eagles have been the best team all year, better than the Lions, better than the Chiefs. The record didn't show it, but the team showed it. And anyone that hasn't been paying attention, they should have been because the Eagles were going to the Super Bowl all along.
I mean, like you said, let's bring up Jack
Yeah.
after week 4 type clips.
Yeah.
I was calling for Nick Sirianni's head.
Yeah.
It's time to put some respect on Nick Sirianni's name, all right? I'll
That's
say it.
growth.
I'll
That's
say it. I'll
growth.
say
Good
it.
for you, Jack.
I'm backtracking. I can flip-flop. I think I'm allowed to flip-flop.
You're
right?
definitely allowed to flip flop.
Am I allowed to?
Well, when someone earns their flowers and you want to give them like credit, are you supposed to just die on that hill?
I
only-
will say, I think me saying this probably means the most out of any single person talking about Nick Sirianni, maybe in the world right now. I'll just put that.
But also,
I
sorry.
thought you were going in this room.
Go Tycho.
no,
I'll give
in the
you
world.
that one.
Do you remember
Yeah.
what your record prediction was for the Eagles at the beginning of the season?
Probably like
10 and 7.
11 and 6.
You want to guess?
I think he was actually pretty generous because I remember us freaking
12
out. I
and
think he
5?
gave them
12 and 5.
Yeah,
12 and 5.
okay, yeah, pretty
What'd
good.
they win? 13?
14.
14.
Yeah, no, they're fucking
One
nasty.
Christmas they were good.
12 and 5 is a good prediction too.
So many really good teams and so many really bad teams this year.
Here's like I just want to like have some stats that back up why we need to actually put some respect on Nick Sirianni and consider him one of the best coaches in the NFL right now. Like straight up. He has the highest win percentage by an active head coach at 697 and he is top 5 all time in that category.
Let's just put
Can you name the 4 coaches that are ahead of him?
Andy Reid.
No.
Bill Belichick.
No. John Madden, Vince Lombardi. Oh, you know the guy that the Lombardi Trophy is named after?
Yeah. That's pretty
Guy
good.
Chamberlain and George Allen. Never heard of those guys before. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah, you
he
gotta
is
get him.
he is 5th all time in win percentage by
Which is
a head coach.
ridiculous.
Just let that marinate. That's fucking crazy.
Can I put a pin in that real quick?
Yeah.
We talk about Andy Reid as literally the best coach in the NFL, and Nick Sirianni's got a better win percentage.
Yeah,
That's just I know.
we talk
I
about
know
Bill
we-
Belichick is the best
I
ever.
understand.
I
we
mean,
talk
when Nick
longevity.
Sirianni joined the Eagles, they were
I
incredible
understand.
And who
organization.
did Bill Belichick also like? Let's talk about Bill Belichick too. Like where did
Yeah.
he coach before the Pats?
I
And the
understand.
Jets for, or he never, I don't know if he coached a full
Browns.
season.
Browns.
But
With the
he was
Browns.
hired
And he was
for the
horrible.
Jets and then left.
I agree. Longevity. I'm just saying. To me, that's crazy.
I know. It's just that's an insane fucking stat. Nick Sirianni and the Eagles have made it to the Super Bowl 2 of the past 3 years.
good.
He is the only coach to win the NFC twice in his first 4 seasons in the last 40 years of NFL football.
good.
It's crazy.
His team, like you said, was 2-2, and he was on the fucking hot seat.
Yes.
This dude, people are calling for his head. I thought he should have been fired.
You are
What does
people.
he do?
Not just you. Everyone.
Everybody. It wasn't just me. What does he do? Shaves his head. Buzz cuts it off. All right.
were definitely clowning him.
Oh yeah. Rallies them together. They win 15 of 16. They're 17-3 on the fucking year right now and going to the Super Bowl. Like to change the narrative that fast as a head coach from being you should be fired after going 2-2 in 4 weeks of football to going to the fucking Super Bowl. Like that, the fact that he could rally his team around him to win 15 of 16 games, and there were so many new pieces on defense this year. Like, it's such an impressive job.
And I
he's
think
done.
a lot of people are going to point to naturally the supporting cast, how good the team is, and he's just benefiting from that. But I don't think we put enough stock and give enough credit to a head coach needing to keep a locker room together and keeping a locker room engaged.
They could have easily just derailed after that.
And like again, I'm not saying the Dolphins are anywhere near the Eagles, but a team like the Dolphins, who was the best offense in the NFL last year, and then fucking mudslides down because their head coach can't keep the locker room when any sort of fucking adversity hits, is the complete polar opposite of Nick Sirianni and this Eagles team. So to say a coach doesn't deserve credit, regardless of their supporting cast, is ridiculous.
Also,
so,
let's give credit to motherfucking Howie Roseman.
He's the best GM in
Holy-
football.
I mean, goddamn, you bringing Saquon
shout
obviously
out
great move.
I was gonna say one of the things.
Cheers.
Or this is what I maybe want. We can decide if we want to save this for caps or cafeteria. Where would you rank the Eagles in terms of NFL organizations?
Like best run?
in from 2000 on, like our lifetime, basically.
I mean, Patriots obviously.
Save it,
Patriots,
save it,
Chiefs.
save it. This
Yeah.
is a good conversation.
Yeah, so we'll save it for tomorrow.
sure.
But it's something to think about because they've been pretty consistently good my entire
Yeah,
life.
no, I think they're underratedly awesome.
After
I
week,
would probably say number 3.
I scroll back after week 4. We have a cover on TikTok that is Adam's face, and the caption is Jalen Hurts is Carson Wentz 2.0.
When was that? Was that this year?
This year.
Oh,
10
what
to
date?
10/2/2024.
Early October. All right.
Week
All
4.
right.
Things
Right
can
after
change.
week
Yeah,
4.
narratives
Well,
change.
Carson
man.
Wentz was elite for a
Carson
year.
Wentz also should have won
your
an
take
MVP.
was Carson Wentz might have looked better at his peak. So
Well,
Hey, if he doesn't get hurt, he wins MVP. That might have been a good take. That might have been a good take.
It's a good take. And
Carson Wentz's highlights,
Spin
I think, are better
zone,
than Jalen Hurts'
spin
highlights.
zone,
Let's just put that out
Spin
there.
zone. Jalen Hurts was in the MVP conversation one time. He just led his team back to the Super Bowl. Could have outplayed
But
Mahomes. Like
he's-
maybe it's a maybe
he
it's a
stayed healthy,
compliment.
didn't win it.
2.0.
Oh, something that we forgot to talk about in the Bills game, but now they're talking about Jalen Hurts. What is up with their tush push? The Bills cannot seem to figure it out. My hypothesis is the center of gravity that Jalen Hurts is able to get lower, and that he can drive from the ground better than Josh Allen, who's got too much length.
What was he doing jumping?
I don't.
What was he doing
that
jumping?
move was insane.
I don't think they're running the tush push. I think it's the move and push. I think
Yeah,
that's all
it's
on
not
Josh. Josh takes the snap and then he moves
He
left
ch-
a little bit
he
and then he
checks
finds
the
a little-
blockers and
yeah, he
looks
finds
for
a
it.
little
I feel like they should
Instead of
stick
just
to a
push
tush
ass.
push.
Yeah. It's. I also tried
Maybe
to.
they should run it with Dawson Knox.
I feel like they got shut down 3 times today.
Yeah.
And like you didn't feel confident when they were running it.
No, not at all.
Where's the
There's
Eagles are
something
running
about,
it from
I think it's the
15
fact that you
yards
can
out.
see Josh Allen's head above the center when
Yeah.
he's taking the snap, whereas
But he
Jalen
can
Hurts is
get
below
lower.
the center's
He
ass.
can get. He
Can I
could
see
get
it?
But he's
down there.
6'5".
Hypothetically, for those that haven't watched any of the games today, like just show me what you're working
got
with.
down here like Jalen
Right.
Hurts does.
Right.
Like Jalen Hurts is almost ass to turf.
I feel like he might
Watch
be lower.
YouTube,
like
please,
even
if you guys are
yeah,
listening.
yeah,
he
he's-
is.
yeah.
And then if you drive, he drives.
And then what is Josh
And
Allen
then Josh
doing?
give me a little
Allen
Josh.
is
Here.
here.
He might be just standing straight
He's
up.
like right about here.
He's like
and then
Jahmyr
it's
Gibbs.
It's
Yeah.
a delicate little
it's
find
it's
the
like-
gap.
It doesn't
it's
work.
Not,
Doesn't work.
It's not power football.
Move and
It's
push
something-
versus tush push.
It's something different, and I don't like.
I tried tush pushing
what I
Ray
love?
today, and it didn't work.
Tush
Well, he's a
pushing
big
Ray.
man, Ray. He'd be a lot. He's a lot
Actually,
man to
the
push.
video's fully on Betters and like.
Can we
it
talk
was-
about Saquon?
Sorry,
Yeah.
wait. One last thing.
I'm ready to rip
one
that
last
one.
thing on pushing ass. How funny was that goal line of just the Commanders like we're gonna go offsides?
Oh, every time.
Do something about it.
Oh,
and,
look,
then the refs were like, "We're gonna just give them a touchdown if you don't just stop." Like, you guys have to stop.
Lumen's like, fuck it, I'm following.
They're like, okay, if he does that again, like he's out of the game. If
the ref
you guys
made-
do it again, it's a touchdown.
The refs made an executive decision like, no, fucking stop playing around. We got to finish this
There
game.
is no shot anyone listening to this knew that in the NFL rulebook. Like, what does the rule say? Like,
Here's
if
the rule.
ball
Rule
is
12,
within-
Section 3, Article 4.
How did you find it so fast?
That's insane.
Article 4
How did
says
you do that?
palpably unfair act. A player or substitute shall not interfere with play by any act which is palpably unfair.
Okay.
Penalty. For a palpably unfair act, the offender may be disqualified. The referee, after consulting the officiating crew,
Where does it say
enforces
auto
any
touchdown?
such distance penalty as they consider equitable and irrespective of, there's a lot of big words
so it's
going
just
on,
a judgment
of any
call.
other
Judgment
specified
call.
code penalty. The referee may award a score. Yeah, the referee may
it's a
award a
judgment
score.
call.
Period.
Oh, so
Yeah,
it's just a judgment like, yo, they're gonna fucking score
They're just
anyway.
like,
Just
cut the
chill
shit,
the fuck
man.
out.
Like, cut the shit.
How about you actually just stop them?
Also, we posted a video on Instagram and TikTok, and every comment is gassing us up or
Oh,
gassing
how do you
us
not
down.
know the
How do you not know
rules?
the fuck? Nobody fucking knows the rules. Nobody knew that was a thing.
What do
They
you
just
have on
give
your
away a
nightstand? The
touchdown.
fucking NFL rules, like
Dude,
textbook.
the internet is such a funny place. Not a single one of those idiots commenting that knew that that was a rule in the NFL.
Duh.
Not a
Dylan
single
Raiola
one.
was in the Chiefs locker room after the game.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was. I have a video. Of
I,
it.
such
I
a
hate
fucking
that guy.
cornball.
I do not like that guy's vibe. It's
He's the
weird.
quarterback for Nebraska. I think
It's one thing to have
What a douche.
role model / player that you aspire to be like.
But
it's another thing
just-
to like
gotta
mimic your
post
entire
it.
look and vibe around a dude. It's just like
Dude,
it's a
like,
little weird.
He's got the exact haircut. He does the same
glasses.
pregame routine.
I feel like
weird.
if anything,
Face-
like if you're in the locker room while they're celebrating with Pat Mahomes, like you actually look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, like what do
Like,
you mean
you-
he's in there?
Do you
Why?
think Patrick Mahomes even likes him?
He's in the locker room.
Why?
Yeah, I'm watching the video right now. There's literally no way that like if you're Dylan, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be ashamed of myself.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little weird.
If he goes to the league and he's sick, I don't think it really matters.
No, if it all works out, I'll eat my words.
Can I
but-
pivot back?
Yes.
We just watched, and we are watching the greatest single season for a running back of all time with
stand
Saquon
by
Barkley.
it.
We said it, I think it was 3 weeks ago. We said this might be
that long ago.
2 weeks ago.
1 week ago.
I think it was last week, brother.
Was it?
Yeah.
We said it a week ago.
It was
we did
last
say
week,
it, though,
yeah.
a week ago, that this might be the greatest single season of all
is.
time for a
About
running
a
back.
week
Saquon
ago.
Barkley is having the greatest single season for a running back of all time.
I'll take it one step further. I think greatest season by a position player not named quarterback.
I can't.
So that is a position player, is not a quarterback.
Well, quarterback's a position.
So you're
Skill-
saying
skill player.
You're saying
Skill player.
Skill player.
Yeah.
Greatest season ever by a skill position player.
You see, I can't remember, like, I'm not going to go down and name.
I'm
yeah,
not gonna
something
pretend
tells
like I
me
know.
That's subjective.
Yeah, let me retract it. Something tells me Jerry Rice probably had a Super
Jerry
Bowl
Rice
season.
in like 12 games had a crazy year. But
I know, but he also won so many Super
But
Bowls.
let me bring it back.
so he
Let me bring it back to
probably-
Saquon, obviously, right? So Saquon
Yeah.
was on pace to break the single season rushing record, but he rested the final week. He was on pace to break Eric Dickerson's record. But I think the big
He would have
part
torched
that
the Giants. We know that.
he would have. They were the worst run defense in the NFL.
Well, he put up 1 billion yards the last time they played.
And I think a lot of people are going to point to, okay, well, one more game than Eric Dickerson. What Saquon Barkley?
I think Adam might. Let's see what he says. See if
Saquon
he
Barkley
takes
has
my stat.
34 less carries than Eric Dickerson and was 100 yards away. So arguably, right there, okay, and he would have broke it. But regular season doesn't matter, right?
Doesn't
A lot
matter.
of these guys, they
What
had
do
amazing
you do in the
years.
playoffs? What do
No,
you do in the
What do you
playoffs?
do for me in the fucking playoffs?
When it's do or die.
Let's talk round one of the playoffs, shall we? Arguably against the best run defense in the NFL in the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, that's a horrible take right off the rip.
That's
I don't know.
That's objective. They were literally one of the best run defenses.
Yeah, I was
all
going to say
season.
tread lightly. You don't know rush defense.
No, but I'm just gonna say it was wrong.
Okay.
No,
but
it was
yep.
it was right. It was actually, they were like top 5.
I was gonna
Okay,
say,
no,
so-
good take then. Good
Something
take.
leads
No,
me to believe
that
Adam
was a
researched
joke.
that
Obviously,
one.
W take.
Do you guys remember what happened, how that game ended by any chance?
I think the Eagles won. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Saquon Barkley had like 165
Saquon Barkley
yards.
had 123 total yards,
Yeah.
broke one free, and slid after 30 yards and had 60 more
yeah.
yards of daylight. He would have scored and would have had 200 total yards
Oh my
in
God,
round
he's
one
so
of the playoffs
fucking
against the
stupid.
Packers. But let's take it a step
Ho-hum.
further.
Ho-hum.
Didn't get 200.
Only 120 some. Jesus,
Divisional round.
fucking-
But what happens when you actually get 200 yards on the ground?
Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
Round 2, 26 for 205 and 2 touchdowns.
And dude, the amount of runs he just broke free. Like,
He had 2 over 60 plus.
Ridiculous.
And then wait, what did he do with the first carry in this game this week?
oh yeah, what did
yeah.
he do? Oh, 61 yards to the crib.
Yeah.
Round 3 against the Commanders, 15 for 118 and 3 TDs, and he should have had 4. I don't know if anyone remembers. He got tackled
Yeah.
like at the
Yeah.
1 yard line and
Yeah,
they
he
ran the
got-
touch
he
push.
got-
Saquon
he got
Barkley would have
holstered.
had 4. And if it was a close game, who knows what would have happened? So we are literally watching potentially the greatest single season of all time for a running back in Saquon Barkley. And what makes it even fucking better, this dude is on his second contract, and the NFL this entire last 365 days was shitting on fucking running backs on a new deal. No one wanted to
I
give him
would say
money.
the last 3 years.
Yeah, I was going to
But
say
I
the
feel
last
like
5
I feel
years.
like this year, like we saw
No,
Derrick
I
Henry.
this
think
year,
the
I
last
think the
3 seasons
narrative
especially.
The narrative flipped.
They look stupid because Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley were 2 of the most important players on the team.
Mixon.
Joe Mixon, exactly. You know what I saw? I forget who.
So I think it's the greatest.
This was
single
on one of
season.
my buddy's stories.
This guy's fucking under.
If the Giants, when
I
they
just yelled
drafted
a lot,
Saquon
apologies.
Barkley with the 2nd overall pick, they also had the 34th overall pick. They could have traded up and got Lamar Jackson and could have been trotting out Lamar Jackson and Saquon Barkley on 5-year
Oh
deals
my
for the last 5
God.
years.
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my
Lord
God.
have mercy.
If I were a Giants fan, that would have me
I'd be pissed.
thinking. It would have me
So
thinking.
thoughts of that greatest single season?
It's hard to argue it, really. Again, unless I'm sure I could probably find.
LT 30 plus
No,
touchdowns.
I'm
It's
trying
the
to think.
playoffs.
It's the
That's the
playoffs.
big difference.
And think like just think like we've watched football for a while. Like I remember the AP 2,000 yard year. I've watched the Megatron years and fucking Tyreek Hill, and he had almost 2,000. All this shit. I've never seen a position player as dominant as Saquon Barkley is right now.
I
I've
never seen none of
it.
those guys jump over someone backwards. I'll tell you
That
that
was
much.
fucking cool.
That's the coolest
actually,
highlight
now
ever.
that you look back on it, like we're not even just talking pure. Like we're talking. He has everything that you would want in
Speed,
a
vision,
year, but in a
power.
year to say this is the greatest year of all time. Like highlights, right? Being able to break a 60, a 70. How many
So
long
many
runs
of
did he
them.
have?
How many of those?
Then
Yeah.
he has
He
a
has 7 this
highlight
year.
reel of jumping fucking backwards, which is something that a video game decided mid-season we're going to throw that in as a hurdle, which I don't even think the fact that they were able to do that is insane.
cool.
And then on top of that, when it matters most, you go into the playoffs and pretty much in 2 of the 3 games had 200 plus yards.
I was going to say
That's
the other thing that
insane.
makes it so impressive too is the amount of pressure and expectation that is on Saquon Barkley, he is that offense.
And it's still
that
doing it.
is what the defense is keying in on, is how do we
you
stop
can't-
26?
can't do
Make
it.
number one beat us with his arm. That is what every defense is saying in their meetings leading up into the game, and there's nothing you can do to stop him.
You know what's
Literally
crazy?
nothing.
Both of it happened.
Yeah. Well, that's
Number
why they,
one beat you
and
with his
that's why
arm.
they scored 55.
Number
Yeah.
26 beat you in his legs.
That's why they scored 55.
Coming into
They're
into
insane,
this
man.
game, it was the highest rushing prop, I think, of all time.
Yeah.
128 and a half.
I was not happy about that.
Christ.
I got it at 124 and a half, and I knew I was never going to win.
And they were blowing him out, but he would have hit it. So that's the craziest part.
only got 15
I think it's the
carries.
greatest single season of all time.
I think it's
Done.
definitely
I
up
like
there.
that.
I would need like stats to look at,
Question
but
for
again,
you.
like I said, he's got it all going on.
Who had an
And
amazing year last
He's
year?
handsome.
Chris McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley in 2024? What are we doing?
Like who? Like,
Like Christian McCaffrey last year
Saquon.
versus Saquon this year.
Dog.
More impressive season. Who are you taking?
I'm a Niners fan, and I'm fucking taking Saquon in 2024. Are you
Saquon.
shitting me?
Yeah, it's Saquon.
I'm not shitting you, but
Like, Chris McCaffrey was unbelievable for us. He was he was automatic every single game last year, and he was great in the passing game, which is what Saquon hasn't done the same, like split out wide type shit. But like
Type shit?
type shit. But like, it's just like straight eye test, bro. Like, CMC wasn't close to this dominant that Saquon is right now, and that's saying a lot because CMC was so fucking sick last year.
Much more difficult question to answer. More impressive quads: Saquon Barkley or Jalen Hurts? Because the quads are what
Saquon.
drive the tush push. though.
Saquon's like
More
when you see
definition.
like I have decent
the
quads, but
quadricep itself is a lot larger.
his
I think.
his muscles like come over
Do
his
we know what?
knee.
Do we know what Saquon's max squat is though? I think like
think it's
Jalen
more than
Hurts is
Jalen's.
I think
insane.
so. It is, yeah.
I don't know if you saw the video. They were both like squatting 600 in the offseason.
Yeah.
Saquon
Coolest
had
thing
more.
I've ever
But to
seen,
your
yeah.
point, Jalen Hurts most rushing touchdowns by any player over the last 3
The
years.
problem is he do have the tush push there.
You can't, as we've seen, tush push doesn't work for everybody. You got to have
That
some
is
insane
true.
quads to make
Well,
it work.
you know, some run the
I'm
move.
sure Josh Allen has great quads, but
Yeah.
his aren't as
But
good
like,
as
we
Jalen
also
Hurts.
said, some run the move push, some run the tush push.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think it's that much
Let's,
of a question.
um,
But Saquon has more explosive.
Let's
He's
talk
more
about
explosive.
the Commanders for a second. I feel like we
Yeah, we
haven't even
should, we
touched the
should. We've
Commanders.
touched every
Does
team,
this
but-
change anything for you guys and how you feel about Jayden Daniels?
Absolutely not. If anything, this solidified Jayden Daniels as a top 5 quarterback for
He
me.
made no mistakes
going into 2025.
Yeah, he made.
I
he
don't
did
argue
everything
it.
he could. Yeah.
And
He was
Jack
zipping the ball today. Like,
Jack can testify to this because for the last couple of years since we've been doing this podcast, I've my number one thing has always been, regardless of how they perform in the rookie year, I am not going to give them the credit to put them in that top 5. I did it with Jamar Chase.
yeah, you would never do it.
I did it with Jettis too after he had the greatest rookie season of all time, which I looked like
At
a
the time.
fucking idiot
Now it's
now that I
poo-poo.
look back on it. But I need to change that tone because people were putting CJ in the top 10 last year. People put Jordan Love in the top 10 last year, regardless of what you thought. We keep saying it. What do you do in the playoffs? What do you do when it matters most? Jayden Daniels didn't lose this game for the Commanders.
3
Jayden
fumbles did.
Daniels carried the Commanders all season long. He
didn't
carried them
turn
in the
it
playoffs.
over.
He didn't turn it over. He had a
He
rushing
rushed for
touchdown.
about 50 yards, rushing TUD, threw for what?
300 total yards.
Yeah,
I believe it
total
was.
yards, 2
So,
total
He was,
touchdowns.
and he was zipping that ball around.
So to
today,
answer your
like-
question, no. Actually, if anything, it solidifies Jayden Daniels as a top 5 quarterback for me because I don't think there's many quarterbacks that you go into next season where you'd say, I want this quarterback over
I-
Jayden Daniels. And
and I
maybe
think-
Jalen, if he wins one, you might have someone say Jalen.
I think
Hurts,
if you
but-
give Jayden Daniels a better running back, someone that can actually balance the offense a bit and a little bit of better offensive line, like they're as good as anybody. out
I'm
there.
so
I don't know if
excited
it's the
to
offensive
see-
line, though. B-Rob's good.
No,
I'm
but-
so excited to see the commies next year. Just they have so much cap space. They have so many draft picks. They have every opportunity in the world to put an
Tyreek Hill,
even better
Tyreek Hill,
supporting
Tyreek
cast.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill.
Would love that. That sounds
Devontae,
incredible to me.
Devontae Adams?
Sound. Give them both.
I'll be honest.
Imagine that, Terry
I don't even
McLaurin.
know, like, why? Let's go fucking just draft. Like, anytime, I feel like every time you draft a wide receiver in these first 2 rounds, usually they're hitting. They're
But
just
it's
so
gonna
talented.
be. They're gonna have a late pick this year. That's the thing.
That is true. That
Like,
is
so why not just fucking trade for Tyreek?
I bet
You're
you
gonna
they have
Jayden
someone
Dan-
else's first round pick sitting in there.
You're gonna have Jayden Daniels' contract as a rookie for a few more years. You might as well capitalize.
Well, let me
on
ask
not
you a
having to pay
question.
other people.
I don't even know if the Dolphins do this, but you obviously do it if you're the Commanders, right? You send your first round pick for Tyreek Hill. Do you do that or
in
no?
1
Because
second.
Tyreek's
In 1
I think in a
second.
heartbeat.
tainted.
Yeah.
And one
Does
No,
that-
because I think
Does he warrant
I think
the
a change
first?
of scenery and like playing with a younger, fun team you could have fun with.
Dude, I'm so all in on the Commanders, and you, I think, brought up this point today at some point, but everyone thought it was going to be Eagles, Cowboys for the next decade.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
For what, over these last couple of years, that was the rivalry in the NFC East. It's
So
it's,
clearly changed.
It's Commanders, Eagles.
And you like talking to Ray and like this other guy that was at the office that's a huge Eagles fan. They were just talking about like, fuck, dude. Like, obviously we're winning this game. This is sick, but I'm terrified of Jayden Daniels for the next 5-10 years. That's a scary guy to have to go against 2 times a year.
There's
That's a tough division to be in, because the Cowboys are gonna still be good. They're gonna
God,
figure
imagine
it
if you're
out.
the Giants, man. You're
That's what I'm
fucked.
saying.
Yeah, but
Giants
actually,
fans, you're
I
cooked.
can make an argument. I think the Giants, there's a decent chance that the Cowboys finish in last in the NFC
If
East
the
next
Giants
year.
draft their guy.
Dude, I think the Giants can finish third.
Dude,
If the Giants draft their guy,
Well, because again, look what Jayden
What do they
just
have,
did.
third overall?
They have more of a supporting cast than what Jayden Daniels was coming in with. Think about that. They have
Yeah.
more pieces on both sides of the ball.
let Brian Dable draft his quarterback.
Did they hang on to their GM and their head coach?
Yeah, Joe
Shane?
Shane. Yeah,
So,
he's
yeah.
still
Oh, did
there.
you see fucking Dan
Yeah.
Snyder's comments?
Oh, he hated the
not-
fact that they're good.
That
right?
he's pissed that they're good after
no
he
shit.
left. No, but come on, dude, just shut up. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Why are you telling
Stop
people
trying to
that?
be relevant at this
and also,
point,
it's
bro.
even if
Well,
you're saying
I
that
don't-
to your boys, I would be like, dude, what's
Yeah,
wrong
but
with
I
you?
think I'm sure a
come on,
reporter.
grow
Bro,
up.
you used to own the team for decades.
I'd
Come
be like,
on.
grow up.
hold
You
on.
made $4 billion off of it, and just
Guys,
grow up, man. Move on.
If we clip farm and if Dan Snyder came on here and was said that, we'd obviously clip that shit out real quick.
No, I know. I'm
saying.
saying
Without a
he
doubt,
shouldn't
yeah.
be sharing those emotions with anyone. That's
Yeah,
an
but if
embarrassing
someone-
emotion
That's
for
you
him
keep
to
it
be
to
having.
yourself.
I don't know the context of when it was. I didn't see
It
any
was at
videos,
like a
but,
fancy guy dinner.
He
It
sounds
was
like a pussy.
The quote was he said this with associates is what it was, and that he was absolutely pissed that they're having success without him. That is a childish, immature emotion to be
It
having.
sounds like Dan Snyder.
Yeah, it sounds like the exact guy that was ousted
I'd be
for that
pissed.
exact
Wow,
reason.
what a terrible name to
Same.
have.
I would be pissed too. You keep it to yourself though.
Think about the two-
because it's embarrassing to have that lack of emotional maturity.
There's 2 terrible Dan Snyders in the world. What if you're just someone that was born Daniel Snyder before?
What, the Nickelodeon guy?
Yeah,
Is it a
oh,
creep?
Nick
Yeah.
guy.
yeah. Ugh, not
We
a
were just
good
talking
look.
about something else. Yeah, the Giants. The Giants have more weapons, in my opinion, on both
Yes.
sides of the ball than what Jayden
If
Daniels.
J-
That's why I
came
brought them
in
up
with.
because they are kind of a dumpster fire. You're hanging on to a leadership organization that I know he was given Daniel Jones and said figure it the fuck out, but he treated Daniel Jones very poorly.
Well,
he
but
was
let's not
he was
forget they won a
clearly not
playoff
trying to win
game.
with him.
Dude, and he won Coach of the Year that year.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
them be
fair,
able to have,
fair.
I am
and
curious
they
what the-
didn't even have a Malik.
Bro, I'm very curious to see if the Giants can hit on this quarterback pick, and I know this is obviously
You guys
why we're
also
talking
think-
about Giants, it's the playoffs.
we're-
But if they can hit on this quarterback pick, you got Malik Neighbors there, you got Tyrone Tracy look really fucking good.
You're missing a
you
big
got
point
guys.
that just happened.
Andrew Thomas is
What the fuck just happened that because the conference championship, and we're recapping it, but the Cowboys just hired their head coach. They just got Brian Schottenheimer,
what the
who in 12
fuck?
years never had a shot at being a head coach.
Oh, I wonder
he is
why,
a
'cause
yes
he's not
man for
competent?
Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
So that to me is why there's a
God.
good chance the Cowboys can finish
Dude,
in
as
last.
much as I don't like the Cowboys, I feel so bad for Cowboys
I do.
fans.
I do.
It's
too.
just
Now this is turning
the
into
level-
an NFC East talk.
I
which
know,
is
but the
fun,
level of incompetence there is crazy from Jerry.
But the Giants have the
ego.
3rd overall pick.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to trade up if they want to get Cam
But the
Ward.
Titans said they're not
uh,
going to
Shadur.
pass up on a generational prospect.
They're gonna
So,
take Cam Ward or Shadur.
They might
or they take Travis.
Yeah.
No, the article I saw was that they interpreted that to mean Cam Ward.
I don't know.
It could very well be Cam Ward.
And
yeah.
dude, the way the NFL works, we know this is how it works. Granted, Travis Hunter's a different prospect than anybody else, but everyone speculates he's only going to play one side of the ball. So
That's why I don't think he's
how much of a generational
generational,
prospect
yeah.
is he really?
He will play one side of the ball.
So
Receiver,
why
probably.
would anyone take him first overall instead of trading out of that first overall? If you
curious-
don't need a quarterback,
Well, I'm
you're going to
curious if he
trade out for
spends-
someone who
If he
does.
spends all his time training in
Who's
one
two, the
position,
Browns?
then
Two is the Browns.
I've thought about it.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna play corner and then be like a special package guy. I
That
think he's
makes
gonna
way
do
more
both.
sense.
yeah, I'd like
I
that.
think he's gonna play corner.
Like
though.
he'll have a fun Debo type package,
Yeah.
but then also be a dog at corner lockdown.
but it's gonna get real weird when he comes in with a package, and
he's
I'm
so
not saying
electric
it, but
and you wanna keep him in.
You want to keep him in, or the complete opposite, where potentially something happens,
Gets hurt,
and
you know,
now
And it's like, why did you do
you
that?
start arguing why the fuck put him at corner? He's the best corner in the league. Why are
Again,
we
just to
doing
get
this?
back with the Giants, though, they're gonna have to trade up if they want to get Cam Ward or Shadur.
Agree.
Because they're not going to be there at 3.
Agree.
So
Yeah.
to say
But-
they have to hit, I think both of those guys. I think both those guys are going to be studs. I fully believe in both those quarterbacks.
But again, let's just take you take Caleb with the first pick for sure, but we don't fucking know. It's not a perfect science. Jayden
Cam,
Daniels
you mean?
becomes going to.
Oh, no,
no,
you're
I'm
talking now
saying
about
last
this,
year,
yeah. Yeah,
Caleb
yeah.
is the perfect
Yes,
guy.
yeah.
But now hindsight 2020, you want to take Jayden Daniels
talk
probably
about
over
this.
Caleb Williams.
Yes.
It's not a perfect science. Maybe Shadur and Cam don't hit. Maybe they end up going somewhere else. Maybe they trade up. So I don't know. It's not a perfect science. But the point was,
sorry.
that-
Now that we're just on tangents, I'm going to
Yeah.
throw one last thing out there. Just saw an article or a video of Kyle McCord has been showing out at the Senior Bowl.
Okay.
And I think I like the Jets taking him in the 2nd or 3rd round,
Attaboy.
and then bring Aaron Rodgers back, learn under him,
Sure.
see where that goes.
You don't want Kyle
I don't
McCord.
think you want Kyle McCord.
I think I might.
I think.
Have
He's
fun.
got some aura to him. I'll give him
think
that.
I just might.
But
Anything else? Think about?
I think I'm good. Yeah.
Because I have something for you guys.
Oh, talk to me.
Super Bowl's finally fucking here, ain't that right?
Yes, it is.
Where do you think the game's being played?
I know it's being played in New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah.
How much do you think tickets are?
I don't want to know.
So having been to a Super Bowl, having attended, having seen the ticket prices,
I
I didn't pay for them. Jake Paul did. But I got them at game time, like at 2 hours before kickoff. I think they were what, 8K and change after fees.
For each ticket?
For each ticket, yeah,
Okay.
8K and change. So that was right before kickoff. That was in Vegas, which is, I feel like,
Much more expensive.
much more
yes.
expensive.
I'm gonna go 5, ballpark 5.
Give me, you got to go more specific. Give me an exact number.
I'm gonna say.
Is this pre-fees or
I'm gonna say $5,194. That's my guess.
$5,194?
You see, I don't totally have an average here.
No,
No,
look
it's
at
just
the
get-in
cheapest.
price.
Look at the
Lowest
cheapest
price.
get-in
Lowest
price.
The cheapest.
The average is going to be like 100,000 because you got suites that are going
Yeah.
for like
So
5
give
mil.
me-
Do you want
me-
me to do this for you?
5,000.
I'm looking at the cheapest deal right now on Game Time.
Okay, I'm going to go
5,194.
$5,894.
The cheapest deal on Game Time right now to go to the Super Bowl. LIX.
And is this fees included?
59.
Because you can set it to fees included on Game Time. I love that little feature
That is a
they
great
have.
feature they have. I do like that.
You can figure it out, Adam. Come on, I'll kill the dead air.
It's
Figure this one out.
$4,000. $4,957.
That was close.
That's a bargain.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Not a bargain, but
We can help you out. Get like a free beer or something there too.
Yeah, how you gonna do that?
I use code if you download the Game Time app, use the code BETR at checkout. You get $20 off your first purchase.
Yep.
look, you
And-
got to chip away at the 5K somehow.
have to.
Hey, that's a free tall boy. Maybe that's, if you're not into
At the
beer.
Super Bowl, I don't know.
Having
been-
I've also been. I bought a tall boy at the Super Bowl because
Yeah,
of the
you did.
fucking
Yeah,
pan.
same,
Yeah, I
same,
know it's
same.
around $20.
it's like 17,
As always,
I
yeah,
think.
terms apply. Keep
Terms
that
apply.
in mind.
Terms apply.
But what I like the most right now on the Game Time app is you could have super deals, amazing deals. It's all like at the top. It's like, where's the best value right now? So at the top, before you could even scroll, start trying to find the right seat that you want, you'll see the best deals on Game Time. And
Last week I went to a game and I saw a super deal. I just bought it immediately. I'm going to do this.
Look,
yeah.
if you're talking
By the way,
to me,
that was all in pricing.
I will always sort by cheapest seat available. I'll decide what's the best deal.
Yeah.
I will take a look at where is the cheapest seat and
that will
go
be my
from there.
seat.
Yeah, that is the best deal.
Well, good thing that was the cheapest seat.
Yes,
So.
perfect.
Anything
Cheaper
else?
than I expected.
Anything else?
Honestly,
you got?
it's crazy how much the Las Vegas inflation pricing was.
First ever Super Bowl in Vegas, man.
It was sick.
It
It was so sick.
fucking so cool.
Yeah, so cool.
Okay.
The
Good.
Super Bowl should be in Vegas every year. That was another take we had coming out of last
Really?
year. Yeah, because think about it.
That was fun.
Vegas.
It's got everything. It's
New
got
Orleans
all the
is a good
hotels
spot.
in the world for everyone coming in.
This is true.
It's got all the entertainment in the world for the week prior.
Oh my God, it's
It's
so
got
fast.
all the
That's just
sports
such
betting
a
you could
good
ever
take.
need because you have a billion casinos. So even if you're not a guy who has an app, just walk into a casino, place your bet, walk out, cash
take.
it in.
Holy shit, great take.
And they just know how to. They know how to entertain hundreds of thousands of people new
they've
to
done
their
it
city.
before.
It's so yeah,
It
so
is
obvious.
so perfect, and that stadium rules.
Yeah, stadium's a good stadium.
It's so sick.
So I fully believe it should be in Vegas every single year.
Should we close it on
And
that?
then also the last other point.
Oh, all right.
Sorry. The last,
I love your tangents.
sorry. The last other point was even if you are a fan of the team but you can't afford to get Super Bowl tickets, still fun to go to Vegas and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
watch
hang
the
out.
game.
Watch it
and
sports
every-
book
all
or
the,
something.
all the cool things
And
are
the
there.
energy's there.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
events
Great
you can
take.
go to.
Yeah,
great
yeah,
take.
No,
Yeah.
it's good.
All in all,
Super Bowl
have it in
parties.
Vegas.
Yeah, it's got it all. Yeah, you can watch it at that Circa Swim, the sports swim or whatever it is.
Well, I think the biggest thing that you just said is they have the infrastructure for it.
Yes,
to
that's the
support
main
everyone.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's
Private
gonna be-
jets, they
It's gonna
know
be
how
in
to
fucking
handle those.
Levi's Stadium next year in Santa Clara.
Is it really? That sucks.
Yeah, Niners are going to win the Super Bowl. at home
Dude,
next
when it
year,
was in
so-
New York, I was like, this is the dumbest idea ever. It's freezing. There's too many people here
Horrible
to begin
infrastructure
with.
for it.
The stadium is
Getting
in
MetLife.
it's in a marsh 30 minutes outside of
and
Manhattan.
it's like, why would you play Super Bowl where it's cold?
Yeah. And there's no like ambiance around the stadium. It's in the middle of a marsh,
it's-
in the middle
it's
of
a
a parking
And
parking
good
lot.
luck getting
literally
home
a
on the
parking lot.
NJ fucking Trent.
Oh my
Sorry,
God,
I
yeah.
hate.
All right, we're going to wrap up this episode. We'll see you on Wednesday. We'll talk more Super Bowl.
There's so much to talk about.
We got a week. We have Pro Bowl.
Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Shout out.
Hand up. Don't care.
Okay,
Don't
I do.
care.
We're going to have our
Do
own
you?
Pro Bowl.
No, you
Because
don't.
we're going to have our own Pro Bowl.
It's going to be fun.
What does that mean?
I haven't thought it through
We're
yet.
going to have the better games.
Oh, baby.
All right, we'll see you on Wednesday. Love you.
Bye.